Hello everyone, and let's talk about World of Warcraft and specifically Shadowlands. Yes, I have fallen off the wagon, back on the Warcrack once again. I bought the heroic edition of Shadowlands, and I bought a 6 month sub. Yeah, I have issues really. It's lonely, it's lockdown. There's not much to do. Been vaccinated at least, so that's good news. At least, so I'm less likely to catch coronavirus. Not immune, have to get my second dose. But, but there's nowhere to go and there's nothing to do these days. So, might as well inject myself with a nice healthy dose of Warcrack. Why not? And I have to say, the Shadowlands expansion, it's alright. It's pretty decent. I mean, I never played Battle for Azeroth. I never really got into it, never played it much of it. Just unsubscribed. Well, my credit card or the bank card that I used had expired, and then my subscription lapsed, and I never bothered reactivating it. So I never bothered putting my new card details in, so the subscription just kind of fell off, and I never really cared, so that's why I stopped playing. Played a lot in Legion though, and I quite liked Legion. Legion was a decent expansion, Bit grindy though with the artifact power, but we're back with Shadowlands, and Jesus Christ, you better love quests, I gotta say. Every single thing you gotta get in the game, you gotta do at least 4 or 5 quests to get it. You've got like the campaign. I think it's decent. The leveling was all right. I like the new zones. I quite like the. I went with the Kyrian as my Covenant at end game because apparently that's the best one for a Retribution Paladin. You get Divine Toll, which makes your Judgment an AOE ability, which is nice. You can judge many things as a holy knight of righteousness, and you have the best fashion sense in World of Warcraft. Paladin is a fashion show, isn't it? It's a light show and a fashion show. Paladins are fabulous. I mean, they sprout big golden wings out of them when you hit Avenging Wrath. I mean, come on, that's why I was going to pick the Paladin, because I want to look fabulous while murderizing my enemies. That's why you choose the Paladin. Also for the survivability, that's pretty good. They've got some nice cooldowns. You got Lay on Hands, which heals you for your whole health amount. And you got your Divine Shield, which makes you immune to all damage for a few seconds. You can't use them back to back, obviously, because you got like a forbearance you got there, which prevents you from using it for a few minutes. But, it's nice. And, yeah, the Kyrian, you also get a nice little health vial, which restores 20% of your health. And if you get a set bonus, it adds extra strength to your character. You get 70 extra strength, which is nice. But yeah, leveling through the zones was pretty nice. I liked the zones. They were very different, very diverse, so to say. I do like them. I like Bastion. That's why I picked the Kyrian. It turns out it is the best for my class, but I was gonna pick it anyway because it's like, you get wings as well. You get a transmog of wings for your back, and you're not going to not pick wings if you're a paladin. I mean, you get your big golden wings, obviously, but then you get nice wings for your back as well. So you can go out with wings permanently. Doesn't let you fly, though, with the wings. You can't flap them. So you can be like Mercy as well in Overwatch if you like Mercy. Then it's another reason to pick the Kyrians. So I ended up going with them. Endgame is interesting. Again, I said before, everything is buried in quests now. You want legendaries, got to do a bunch of quests to get access to the rune carver. Again, it's just buried in quests. The Tower of Torgast, which is quite good actually. I really like that. It's basically like the Nephilim Rifts in Diablo 3. I think that's the closest thing you can compare it to, and that's the footage that you are looking at just now, is the Tower of Torghast. You basically go in there, you clear each floor out, and you get bonuses to your abilities. You can have things like you can lower the cooldown of Judgment, for example, which is quite good. You can get like a haste bonus. You killing Morats gets you more health if you want. You can get things that change it. You can access talents. You can pick like 2 talents from the talent tier. if you want. So there's quite cool things that augment and change the way your character plays. The Tower of Torgast is meant to be done solo, which is why picking the Paladin I think is a decent idea. Again, the Paladin is quite nice for soloing. Retribution is a nice spec for soloing. You get, you do reasonable damage. You've got decent AoE as well. I do have the Legendary for Divine Storm, but again, I gotta do all the quests to use it. Getting the Legendary, I got it the first time. I did the dungeon that it drops in. I gotta say the dungeons aren't that good. One thing I will say against Shadowlands. But yeah, Tower of Torghast is it's a nice little addition. It is designed to be done solo. And again, you just go in, clear each floor, fight a boss at the end. You need to farm this if you want to equip legendaries, because you get like the legendary dust, the dust that you what is it? I can't remember what it's called again. It is dust. It's a type of dust that you get. Anyway, for forging the legendaries, when you finish the rune carver quest, you go to there and you can forge a legendary, which is nice. You get the vessel. It's called. That's the drop that you get. That's the legendary that you get. The only downside to the legendary drops is I've had 3 legendary drops playing as Retribution. Only one of them has been for Retribution, though the other 2 have been for the tank spec, which I'm not playing at the minute. I might look into that because I've got 2 legendaries there to put on there. I don't know how many you can equip, mind you. That's the thing. I need to look into that. But yeah, so I've managed to get legendary drops for the tank, which is a bit odd, really, because the loot spec set to Retribution. Would be nice if that would be corrected. But yeah, getting legendaries is not the pain that it was in Legion, at least. And again, I can't comment on Battle for Azeroth. But yeah, so the Tower of Torghast is fun. I like going through it, clearing things. Getting new abilities and getting, augmenting your class with things that are different is entertaining, at least for now. So you have to grind that out to get legendaries, basically, and again, legendaries can drop there. I haven't done raiding or anything like that. I'm not really into raid. Don't have the time to do it anymore, so can't really comment on the raid that's out. Castle Netharia, is it? The castle. No, never done that. The dungeons, I have to say, just feel, I don't know, I'm not feeling the dungeons at all, to be honest with you. I don't know, they just feel really generic to me. I think Legion's dungeons were pretty good. Warlords of Draenor's dungeons were decent as well. Again, I've never really played Battle for Azeroth dungeons, so can't comment on them. But the dungeons, just, I'm not feeling any of them. I haven't done all of them yet. I've done some of the ones that you have to do in the story quest. I've done a couple of heroic dungeons, but I've never... Oh no, they just don't seem to... They just seem fairly bog standard dungeons. And WoW always had good dungeons. There's some really memorable dungeons there. I liked Legion's dungeons, as I said. I quite liked them. But I'm not feeling the dungeons. There is a new mega dungeon coming. Maybe I'll try. That is available in Mythic only, though, so you have to gear up. That's the other thing. Gearing up at endgame is... It used to be in Legion, you just did the world quests that gave you the gear, and there was a lot of world quests that gave you gear, and there was a lot of ways of getting gear in Legion. You could get them through the class order hall campaign that you could do as well. Here you just have to do the Covenant campaign and then upgrade the gear that you get. So if you get a piece of gear that's got stats that aren't optimized, you kind of just feel compelled to keep it because you can upgrade it at least so that you could inflate your item level. Because again, you want to inflate your item level to do things like heroic dungeons. And again, people have requirements. If you want to do mythic dungeons, they seem to be obsessed with item level. And you end up keeping this gear and just upgrading it. It might not have the best stats, but it's got the gear. It looks good as well, though. The Kyrian gear looks good for a paladin. Again, the number one priority for a paladin is to look good. That's it. That's the reason why you would play it. But anyway, yeah, enjoying Shadowlands so far. Need to get my legendary quest. Need to do that. Need to finish the campaign. I also don't like that the Covenant campaign is locked behind a renown rank system. Like, you have to gain renown ranks, and you can only gain so many ranks per week. So that is kind of annoying when you just run out of stuff to do in your renowned ranks. There's plenty to do at end game at least, because you got everything's again buried in quests. As we say, you usually get 5 or 6 quests that you have to pick up, and you have to do all the 5 or 6 quests to progress the story in your campaign. You can't just pick one and the rest are side quests or bonus objectives. So you're always sort of get used to doing quests. If you really like quests, this is a good expansion, but I'm not so keen on quests. But I think it's still early days yet, and it's, enjoyable. So anyway, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you again soon, and goodbye.